Boom! What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Happy Friday to you all, and welcome to another live beer review. Today, I'm going to be reviewing a beer that I was sent over to me. I did a little trade with a buddy of mine down in Texas, the Real Beer Snob on Instagram. If you haven't heard of him or checked some of his stuff, go give him a follow on Instagram. He's a good dude. Okay, so I've never really heard of this brewery before, but he sent this over to me, and I instantly was intrigued just because the name is interesting, plus the label is pretty hilarious just because it's kind of a play on Bud Light. If you guys know what the cans of the tall boys of the Bud Lights look like, you kind of realize that it looks something like this. But this one is called Bud Light because these guys are Brewhouse out of, where the hell are they out of again? I know they're in Texas. Where we get the actual location? They're in Brookshire, Texas. And what Untapped is saying and what this label is saying this kind of beer is, of course, is a little bit different because even though they're same styles, of course, there's always going to be differences as well. Because on Untapped, this is considered an American lager, and on the can, it actually says Hoppy Kolsch style ale, which there's a couple different differences between a a lager and a Kolsch. There's definitely a lot of similarities, but when it comes to the main differences between these style of beers is lagers are definitely fermented at a lower temperature usually. And I believe it's, I'm trying to remember correctly, if it's a lager that ferments from the bottom. Actually, hold on. Yeah, lagers, when it comes to the yeast being added into the beer and the fermenter, the yeast is going to be kind of doing its magic from the bottom. But when that's called lagering and all that kind of stuff. But when it's an ale, it's fermented at a little bit of a higher temperature. And of course, the yeast is going to be doing most of its work from the top of the tank, where it's going to be floating at the top, kind of going doing its stuff through there. But if it's a lager, they're definitely fermented at colder temperatures, just because those specific kind of yeasts kind of like working with lower temperatures and all that kind of stuff, and it kind of gives up some different flavors and all that kind of stuff like that. But this one, they're showing it as a hoppy Kolsch style ale, even though on Untappd it's showing it as an American lager. So we'll kind of see what it tastes like. I know I can kind of distinguish between what a Kolsch tastes like and what a lager tastes like, so we'll kind of figure out that in between. But yeah, I'm not really expecting anything too crazy when it comes to this one. It's going to be a light beer, going to be nice, crisp, maybe get some straw and like hay kind of flavors. Of course, maybe a little bit of maltiness. Of course, the hoppiness, I'm hoping, if they're using American kind of citrus forward hops, maybe like Citra or something like that, or maybe just something that, a little bit of brightness, maybe a little bit of dryness, but I think it's going to be very bubbly, effervescent, and just be an overall really easy drinking beer. So let's crack this thing open and see what we get on the nose with this guy. So let's see here. Yeah, it smells pretty. It smells like a freaking. See, it definitely smells more like a Kolsch to me. Definitely not bringing in some of those lager kind of notes. Not really getting much of a breadiness up front. But overall, yeah, there's definitely a nice predominant hop aroma coming through it, which is nice. But yeah, let's pour this thing and see what it's all about. So I'll be drinking this out of my Untappd glass this afternoon. Let's pour this guy. Pour this one a little bit slower. Definitely going to have a really crystal clear complexion to it. Not really going to have a lot of... I'm not expecting really a lot of like craziness when it comes to how complex the flavors are in this one. I think it's just going to be a nice, easy drinking, just hoppy Kolsch ale. And it's like, it has a little bit of a murkiness, but not too crazy. Definitely a lot of effervescence, a little bit of a soft white head. Definitely still getting that like hoppy, citrusy notes coming through up front. But yeah, it smells pretty solid. So let's give this guy a try and see what it's all about. So cheers, everybody. Happy Friday. Yeah, yep, that's definitely, it's really different than a Bud Light, because not really getting a crazy amount of like maltiness to it. Definitely getting a nice predominant like citrusy, dry kind of hoppiness up front. Very light, very thin on the mouthfeel. But overall, yeah, it's a nice, easy drinker. It's definitely something that I can see drinking on a nice kind of warm summer day like it is. Well, it's not crazy warm, but it's a nice summer day, and I think this would be perfect for this kind of weather. So overall, the flavors are really nice. Getting a little bit of like hay, straw kind of flavors in there coming through, but overall, maybe a little hints of like, yeah, definitely like a little bit of wheat, a little bit of like kind of like straw. Definitely very, very thin and almost like light body to it. But overall, yeah, it's not bad. Definitely not bad at all. So let's look over here at Untappd, and of course, since Untappd is considering it an American lager, this guy comes in at a 5.2% ABV, which is well in the realm of being sessionable in my opinion. This is something that you can have a couple of and just enjoy your time. But seeing something that maybe I can find similar to this, let's see. I know of course, I can probably put our Fib Cage over at Fib's Brewing Company, the ones we make. It's our light kind of beer. I would definitely put this in the category of being something similar to that. Definitely Kolsch's have a very, very similar kind of profile when it comes to tasting them all over. There definitely is going to be some similarities. I know there's one that Black Horizon Brewing Company came out with that's kind of like a golf kind of themed beer that's perfect for a golf course. This is something I would consider like a golf course beer, something light, nothing crazy, something you can just keep on the golf cart and take sips of while you're golfing. But overall, yeah, flavors in this one are not bad at all. So the best ones I can think of when it comes to similarities, I could even see, I don't think I'd put the one I'm thinking of from Adroit, because that's a Pilsner, and definitely there's a difference between a Pilsner and a Kolsch. But yeah, there's a bunch of breweries out there that make just nice, easy drinking Kolsch style ales, or maybe like a hoppier kind of lager kind of situation, just because those are the very, very popular style of like a mainstream kind of beer. Even though people who don't like hoppy, this is probably not going to be the one for you, just because it's light, but you still get a nice pronounced hoppiness to it. But let's see here at Untapped, and let's see. I don't think I would really suggest any of these similar beers they're showing on here, just because I've never even. Looks like a lot of these are out of the country. Let's see what this one. The Mood Duck Brewery. That sounds like a funny one. But where is these guys located out of? Okay, they're out of Elizabethtown, Pennsylvania. So maybe Mood Duck Brewery with this beer for gauge. Beer might be having similar flavors to this one, but overall, finding a beer that's pretty similar to this is not going to be difficult. So you can just go around to pretty much either, if you're in like where you can get like a grocery store that carries craft beer, you can go to over like maybe your local liquor store, a bottle shop will probably have something similar. You just got to look around. These kind of style of beers are very, very common style to see pretty much anywhere. So looking back here on Untapped, description it's pretty self-explanatory. It says it's hoppy lager, dry hop with a blend of American citrus forward hops. So I'm assuming citrus a little bit in there and a little bit of citrusiness to it. Maybe a little bit of Cascade or something like that, kind of adding a little bit more of like a little bit of a hoppier bite, but nothing too crazy. But overall, let's see, 5.2%. And it's stating here that it's 18 IBUs, which is definitely, I consider this like a lower IBU rating. There's not really a pronounced bitterness when it comes to the flavors in this one. And showing what they're showing for some verified venues is, of course, since the Baba Brewhouse are the people that made it, they're showing as a verified location. We got the Westo Bottle Shop and Bar in Ocean City. Is that Maryland? I think that's Maryland. Let's see. Yep, Ocean City, Maryland, maybe. And then let's see. We got one in the Total Wine and More in Laurel, Maryland. Then we got the District East in Frederick. And then we got the Casual Pint in Phoenix, Arizona. This is their Central Phoenix location. So yeah, seeing a lot of availability when it comes to some stuff that are all over the place. I'm surprised I'm not seeing any verified locations heavy when it comes to being in Texas. I'm only showing literally one location on the verified locations for this beer, and it's the Baba Brewhouse beer. So let's see. Let's start. I don't think anybody of my friends. Let's check this one in. It doesn't look like it, but let's see here. Like I said before, it's a 5.2% ABV, so you guys know well enough that this is something that's going to be light and easy to drink and easily sessionable. 18 IBUs and with over 198 ratings, so this one doesn't really have that many ratings. It has an average rating of 3.83 out of 5, which isn't bad for this kind of style of beer. Sometimes I would see an average between like maybe maybe like a 3.5, 3.6 kind of average for this kind of style of beer. But having this one having a higher average, that's telling you some pretty good stuff over here with this one. I'm definitely enjoying it. This is a nice kind of hoppy light beer. If you like hoppy, you're going to enjoy it. And if you like kind of lighter, kind of just something that's easy to drink, this has had like the best of both worlds, which is this totally beats any kind of experience you would have with the Bud Light, just because I'm a hophead, so anything that can bring in hoppiness, I'm all for it. So let's look down here at the global rating to see what other people had to say about this guy. So this person gave it a 3.5 out of 5. We got another 3.5 out of 5 purchased at the Westo Bottle Shop and Bar, that's the place in Ocean City. Let's see, we got one purchase at the Baba Brewhouse, gave it a 4.25 out of 5. Let's see, we got another 3.75 out of 5 purchased at the Baba Brewhouse. Let's see, another 3.75 purchased same place. This person gave it a 3.5, purchased at the Casual Pint, and he said right outside Salty's, had to take a walk as it was so nice out. The chase to 100K steps this week continues. 1 day left, good, easy drinking brew, which, yeah, this definitely is put in that category, I would say for sure. Let's see. Let's do 3 more. We got another 3.75. Let's see, another 3.75. And the final one we're going to look at here is a 3.75 purchased at Baba Brewhouse. So, yeah, Baba Brewhouse is definitely doing some interesting stuff over there. It looks like they have food vendors when it comes to food trucks. You could go over there. I think you can use this as like a venue if you want, but finding what's on tap over there. They got a bunch of different variety, like easy drinking. They have some Mexican lagers, some nice like lower ABV American IPAs, nice lower ABV stouts. So yeah, a bunch, and then of course they got some fruited sours, and then going down, of course they have your kind of more higher ABV hazy and juicy IPAs, and then they got the fruited sours as well, which it looks like their Smooth Ninja volumes are more of their fruited sour line, which actually sounds pretty delicious. And so they have a bunch of different varieties between your sours, your IPAs, your stouts, your easy drinking lagers and all that kind of stuff. So that's pretty cool. But overall, yeah, the website looks pretty simple. I think it looks like a pretty cool location that I wouldn't mind visiting at all. That's called Cold Beer. Let's see, Kentucky New Beer by Brewdog. I've sent them a query about it. Seems the Ohio and Allen recipes are not the same. Yeah, I believe, even though it's the same company, Ian, I know the Brewdog in Ohio is a little bit different when it comes to the Brewdog over in the UK and all that kind of stuff. But they do similar releases, but sometimes they do a little bit different recipes. So let's get back to this here beer. And yeah, the Baba Brewhouse stuff over there looks pretty cool. I would say the website's pretty simple, not really much kind of craziness, giving you like a tour of anything like that on the website and all that kind of stuff. But with all that said, let's get back to the beer and start trying to figure out what we're going to be doing for ratings over here on our end with this guy. And of course, we're going to start with can art, because I really like how they did like their own kind of play on a Bud Light, even though to me Bud Light is trash. And they kind of I don't want to say they kind of made fun of it with so many different things. Of course, they took the cursive part of the top, almost having a similar kind of crest logo, of course having the same font with the Bud Light. And then I like what they put here. It's an ale brewed with using the choicest hops, barley, water, and no rice. Yeah, so most likely if there's rice in there, it's definitely a lot of times going to be rice hulls and all that kind of stuff. But then, yeah, it's simple, but it's pretty funny. I like how they did that. So when it comes to having the label being similar to a Bud Light, but it being a craft beer or a craft brewery that made it, yeah, I'm going to give this a solid 4 out of 5. I like it. Definitely this might be one that I actually saved, because I just like I don't want to say originality, but just like the play on their own way of doing a Bud Light. So yeah, I like that label. So 4 out of 5 for can art for me. But let's see here. If I got this beer in a flight over at Baba Brewhouse, would I get another one? If I was looking to keep it light and just have a nice, easy drinking afternoon, sure. Yeah, I definitely enjoy this one. This is I would say this is probably one of the better Kolsch's I've had, or Kolsch style ales, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, definitely still kind of delivers on the hoppiness. Doesn't really have any too much maltiness to where there's not really a crazy amount of sweetness coming through. It's hoppy, it's light, it's refreshing, and it's overall everything I'm looking for with this kind of style of beer. So I think they did a really damn good job with this one. So I'd probably get another one of these if I was looking to kind of keep it simple and not go too crazy. If I just want some easy drinking beers, yeah, I'd definitely get another one. If I wanted to just have some nice easy beers, if I was going to a party or going to like a barbecue or something, this would definitely be a 4-pack I would bring along. So take that for what it is. So with that being said, I think my final rating on this guy, I'm going to give it a solid 7 out of 10. I think Baba Brewhouse did a really good job with this one. Hoppy flavors are still right there when you want them. It's a light body, very, very thin kind of mouthfeel. It's bubbly, effervescent. It's citrusy, it's refreshing. So overall, I think this beer is absolutely delicious, and I'm a fan. Even though it's not my go-to style, I could definitely be on the point to where I'm really going to enjoy drinking the rest of this one. So take that for what it is. But other than that, let's see here. I think that is pretty much what I have for you guys today. So solid 7 out of 10 for Baba Brewhouse. For my first drinking experience from them, I would definitely like to try some other stuff from them moving forward. So I'm definitely going to keep an eye out. Maybe I can get the real beer snob, Mr. Rob, over there to kind of get me some more. Maybe we could do another trade where I could try some other of their stuff. I don't know. But overall, first experience with this kind of lighter beer coming from them, it's an overall good experience. So big shout outs to them. Big shout outs to Rob for sending these over my way. He's an awesome dude. Give him a follow on Instagram, The Real Beer Snob on Instagram. You can go look on my post. I tag him in almost every of my posts. Well, let's see here. Let's start wrapping up here and see what we got. So other than that, yeah, that's pretty much what I got for you guys today. So thank you everybody in chat for hanging out. You guys are awesome. If you haven't yet, please hit that like button. It would help me out a lot. Also, if you're new to the channel and like what you see, make sure to hit that subscribe button as well, along with that notification bell. It'll let you know whenever I go live doing another review. I got a couple more reviews planned for this weekend, so keep an eye out for those. Of course, if you want to shoot me a follow on all my social media platforms, you can got me on Instagram. You can see what I'm going to be reviewing that day, what kind of shenanigans I'm going to be doing over at the brewery. And so whether we're brewing or kegging, all that kind of stuff, I like to keep people a little bit up to date of what we're doing over there. So shoot me a follow on Instagram if you want to see what's being reviewed, plus shenanigans I'm doing at the brewery. You can also shoot me a friend request on Untappd as well. I love Untappd. I'm on there every single day. It's just a fantastic platform. I like to call it Facebook for beer drinkers just because that's practically what it is. You can check in beers, get badges, all that kind of stuff. It's just a fantastic time over there. So link to my profile for that is down in the description as well. Shoot me a friend request. I would love to see what you guys are drinking as well. But last but not least, if you want to mainly support me, besides kind of just liking my videos or watching my stuff, I do have a Patreon available to where I do monthly craft beer giveaways as well, where it's all Illinois exclusive craft beer that I pick out personally. So if you join the Patreon, join a tier, you'll have some good chances of winning a 4-pack from me of some Illinois exclusive craft beer. It's just a fun time. Plus, if things start moving a little bit more when it comes to more people joining the Patreon, I'm going to be possibly doing a Discord, merch, glassware, all that kind of stuff, coasters, koozies. I'm planning a lot of like cool stuff once the ball kind of gets moving on the Patreon. So if you want to mainly support me, that's the best way to do it because it helps me get more beer in my hands, and it also helps me get more beer in your guys' hands as well if you join the Patreon. But other than that, yeah, I think that's pretty much what I have for you guys today. So thank you, everybody again. Thank you for hanging out. You guys are awesome. And I'm going to end this like I always do before we get the hell out of here. If you're going to drink responsibly. Don't drink and drive. And I'll see you all next time. Cheers.